The Great Depression, 1929 to 1940 by Patrice Hamlin Austin. The Great Depression began on October 24, 1929, marking the day Black Thursday as the ascension to the stock market crash. By October 29, 1929, the stock prices plummeted and the banks were calling in loans. An estimate of 30 billion in stock value will disappear by mid-November. By March of 1930, more than 3.2 million people are unemployed, up for 1.5 million before October 1929's crash. By November 30th, the street corners of New York City was crowded with apple sellers. In 1931, food riots began to break out in parts of the United States. In California, Mexican Americans was accused of stealing jobs from real Americans. 6,024 Mexican Americans were deported. Under the leadership of President Herbert Hoover, many different policy laws, corporations, and ideas were produced. There will be a great number of problems because of this economic failure, such as hunger, strikes, and war. In December of 1931, New York Bank of the United States collapsed. The bank had over 2 million in deposits. In January of 1932, Congress established the Reconstruction Finance Corporation. The RFC is allowed to lend 2 billion to banks, insurance company, railroads, loan associations. By 1932, Franklin Roosevelt will become commander-in-chief, inheriting the nation's task. He too will produce many organizations, institutions, ideas to help, such as address unpaid strikes soldiers, and in Capitol Plaza, Washington, D.C., passing the Emergency Banking Act of 1933 of the Fireside Chat Civilization Conservation Corp., to name a few. May of 1933, the Federal Emergency Relief Administration, National Industrial Recovery. Of June of 1935, the National Youth Administration is set up to address the needs of young men and women. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the Civilian Work Administration Act was established. Also in 1935, the Social Security Act of 1935 is signed into law by Franklin D. Roosevelt. November of 1936, President Roosevelt was elected to his second term. March of 1937, the slow economy probably made possible by New Deal programs suffering a setback as unemployment rises. A Republic Steel South Chicago plant workers and their families tried to combine a picnic with a rally of demonstrations. 10 people are killed and dozens more are wounded in the Memorial Day massacre. April 1938, FDR asked Congress to authorize $3.7 billion in federal spending to stimulate the sagging economy. Economic indicators respond favorably over the next few months. Still, unemployment remains high and predicted to stay the way they are at the same time. November of 1940, Franklin Roosevelt is elected to a third term as president, defeating Wendell Willkie. FDR victory is seen as proof of the national support of his war policies.